can see your face, I can feel it coming back. These shivers are every day. Whoa, I say it's over, I get out of bed and leave. Yeah, just like that, I got the shivers.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome back to another video on the Fiat 500. There's a lot to do on this car still, but if you haven't seen any of this, any of the content on this Fiat 500, where have you been? That's all I could say. Where have you been? Because we've done loads to this car. So go back at my playlist, have a look and see what I've done. I've done timing belt, gearbox, you name it, it's loads done. I'm near the completion of this car, but I've still got one or two things left to do. Now, I left off in the last episode finding out that the lower arm, the ball joint on the lower arm, was basically perished. I think I might have damaged it when I was taking it off originally. And the ABS sensor, I think on this side, is causing the ABS light to come on the dash. We've put new discs and pads in, so we need to change that lower arm. So for us to do that, we need to take off the front bumper as well, which is a bit of a pain because we've put it on, but never mind, we've got to do it to get to the leg at the bottom, so we can move that out the way to get to that lower arm. So it's quite a bit of work involved just to get that lower arm out, but it's nothing we haven't done. We've also, I might look at replacing this sensor. I've got a spare one here. You see there, guys, I might replace that. Getting this sorted today because I want this car gone. Okay, let's crack on and get this bumper off again. Okay, that is off. I would like to point out, after viewing back the footage when I was editing these videos, I did notice that I put this upside down. The towing eye's in the wrong place. It should be over there, and it needs to be turned around that way. One other person in the comments did notice this as well, so well done to you and a good spot. Thank you, because if I didn't notice myself, I would have been caught out there. So I am very grateful, but good spot. But I spotted it too. That's rushing, trying to get things done. Like, this is in place, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, I forgot to put that on as well. So when you rush, you obviously make mistakes, and it's not when you're doing things, I guess you know, you can't afford to. So what I'm going to do now is just take that bottom crash bar back off. We've got to take that leg out anyway, but at least we can put that on the right way then. Goes that way around. See that? Split like. So that had excess play in it. So that's out. Okay, out. There's the old one. All split. I have got a new pinch bolt because this one is gone, and that holds the top of the ball joint into the hub and grips it together. So the threads are gone on that. I would say more often than not that's a one-time use. See that? So we're going to replace that with that, a new leg. So we need to get that in there. That's back in there, if you can see it. 2 bolts holding it in. Straightforward enough, it's just trying to line up the holes. So that's done. Just got to put the leg, let me see that. Just got to put the leg in, put it all back. With this, I won't do it up all the way because obviously we've got to move it around to line it up. So I'll just put them in loose and then we'll put this on and then tighten them up. Okay, all that lower arm is all back in place, all buttoned up really tight. New pinch bolt there. I think while I still have pretty good access, I'm going to see if I can replace that ABS sensor because I think it's no good. So I'll see if I can get it out and replace it while it's like this, and then we'll put the front bumper back on. So hopefully this will be the last time I take the front end off. Let's see if we can get this ABS sensor out. Okay, there's no way that's coming out of there. So I'm just going to leave it in there for now, a minute. I have bought, let me get up. I'm going to leave that in there. I can't get that out. That bolt is totally rounded off, there's no chance. So I'm going to put the wheel back on, put everything back on. I have got and bought multi-ECU scan. So I'm hoping I can try that on the car and hopefully that just resets it and gets rid of it. But I'm hoping that lower arm fix might have fixed the ABS sensor. If not, I'm going to have to try and get that sensor out somehow. But we'll cross our bridge when we get there. Let's start putting all this back on. Okay, the bumper's all back on. Didn't take long, about 5 minutes. That crash bar underneath is all in the right way now. There's no problems. In fact, that bumper went on a lot better this time, so I'm happy about the way it is. So what we got to do is just get this front wheel on, and hopefully we shouldn't have any more issues. Fingers crossed. So I'll get back to you. There's no point in me filming me putting the front wheel on. I'll get back to you once that's all done. Everything's back on. The front wheel's back on. I haven't done anything else. I'm just gonna give it some power. I've got one light out there. It's probably because I haven't plugged it in. But I'll do that now. Let's start it up so you can listen to it again. They're both on. As you can hear now, I've turned off the blowers so you can hear the engine. It runs lovely. So the only thing is now just go back out and test that. But I am going to put it on the multi-scan to see what ABS sensor it is, and see if we can narrow it down. If not, I'm going to have to try and find another way of trying to get that sensor out. But it's no point trying to rip one out if it's that side. So we can find out which side it is. And I'm hoping we might have fixed it. Right, it's been at least about 2 weeks since I filmed the last part of the video. The car is in the garage still. I've been working on the Freelander 2, but I've had to wait, and I've ordered a new ABS sensor. I did replace the one I was in it with the one off of 2019, and it was second hand, so I'm unsure if whether that sensor is damaged or anything like that. So to rule out if it's a sensor problem, I've got a new one. I think it was like 20 quid, so I'm going to replace the sensor first. That is the cheapest option. See if we can get this ABS light off. If it doesn't go off, then there's something wrong with that wheel hub, or the bearings inside that wheel hub. It's got to be something like that. It was working fine before I took the drive shafts out. Obviously I've disturbed something, and it hasn't been right since. So I am getting well cheesed off of this car now, and I just want it gone. So to do that, we need to get this ABS sensor sorted, and we can give it a good clean. Once I put it on, once I put that ABS sensor on, I did put it on multi-scan before that, and it did come up with an ABS sensor fault on there. You can reset it, it goes out, you drive it, it comes back on. So there's something wrong, and it's saying that the sensor is faulty. So I'll rule out the sensor once I've changed it. If not, I just replace the hub itself completely with a second-hand hub or something like that, and see if that changes it, solves it. And I don't know after that. We've also got the wiring and the boot to do as well, so it's quite a few things left on this car, and I have given it a quick wash with a jet wash just to clean it all down, but it really needs a good clean, good mop to give it a fighting chance. These cars are just not selling at the moment. Still got this, still here. I want this gone so we can focus on some new projects. I've got loads coming to the channel, loads of stuff, and these cars are starting to hold me back a little bit now. Not everyone does Fiat 500s. They're all over YouTube, and they're not the most exciting vehicles, but they are content nonetheless. Let's crack on now and get this ABS sensor in the car so we can just rule that out. Once that's out the way, we'll go from there then. New one. Okay, that's all in. I didn't want to, well, I couldn't show you all that up there. It was just so tight for space without ripping the arch liner out. So that's all fitted back in, all done, all fitted in there. There's the other one. So hopefully I'll put the front wheel back on now, and this has solved it. Okay, wheels back on, everything done. Let's take it out for a spin and see what happens. Yeah, the famous back wiper is still going off. That's obviously a connection error with the wires. So we still got an ABS fault. That might go out now once we move. If it doesn't go out, obviously being really low on petrol as well. I don't know where to go from there then. Like I said, it'll probably be replacing the hub or something like that. So anyway, let's take his car out for a spin. And what I'll do, I won't bother filming it, but I'll just take it out now, take it around the street and see what happens with this light. If it goes out, I'll get back to you. Well, either way, I'll let you know. I don't know whether you can see this, but I got multi-scan ECU plugged in. The ABS light is still on, it won't go off. Perhaps I'm thinking it might just need to be reset by the computer, and hopefully that will cure it. If this doesn't work, then I'm a bit stumped, guys. So I'm just gonna scan it. This takes ages, so I'll pause it and get back to you once it's finished scanning. Or I'll speed this process up so you can see what it's doing. What this actually does, it scans all the body modules of the car and tells you if there's any faults. When I done it the last time, it did come up with a fault, which was the rear wiper, which we know about. Scanning everything seems fine. Just waiting for it to finish. It does take ages. Okay, scan that, no issues. We'll scan DTCs. This takes a little while, and this will bring up any faults with the car. So this takes a little while as well. It's not the quickest thing. And if you're wondering where I got this multi-ECU scan from, it cost me, I think it was £125. And that come with all the different colour leads, the 2 separate bigger leads, and a 12-month subscription. I think I can't remember the names. but I'll insert their webpage on the bottom so you can see it, where I got it from. Where I got VCDS from as well, the proper copy. So I go to them for most things. It might cost a bit, but they guaranteed the software works and everything works perfectly. This took a little while to get used to using, but once I've sussed it out, it does, to be fair. You can do quite a bit with it, but you need the separate leads for do separate things. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you suss it, it's straightforward enough. You can see that is scanning now, the engine ECM. It'll do all the different units, and it'll come up with any faults. But you can go into each body control unit separately and do things. Now, what I didn't tell you on this, what I did do, and I'll show you, there is a feature on here where you can reset everything back to its factory settings. There you go, look, there's one fault there. Rear wipeout, control open circuit, and that's why we know there's a fault there. So that's good. Signal invalid. Control, see, this is the fault that we got coming up. So hopefully now what we can do is reset the DTCs, and hopefully these will go, and the only things we're left will be the wiper. So on 51%, still scanning. It takes, like I said, it does take, I can't see that, it's not focusing. It does take quite a lot of time. Okay, that's completed. Okay, so we can clear the errors from here, or you can clear them individually. So I just want to clear everything. Now that will also generate a report as well and log it. So fingers crossed, it should reset everything. Now if you look there, it says success, brake system reset, ABS, and there's no light on the dash. Now I think the only way to test this now is to take it for a spin. So I check that now. I can also connect to each one individually. And I can look for errors. And there's no fault codes. But if you can look at it like that, it'll come up wheel sensor, and it'll tell you in the bottom in the description there what to look for and what to replace. So it's really, it's quite informative. And once you start getting used to it, it's really good. So what I'm going to do now is disconnect, and hopefully this should solve the problem. Let's take it for a spin. Okay, that just didn't work. So I've replaced the sensor. We can rule out the sensor. I'm just going to scan it one more time and see what comes up. I'll get back to you as soon as this is finished doing whatever it's supposed to do. Okay, that's complete, and it quite clearly says but there the code, and front left speed sensor signal invalid. So I'll just press OK, and I'll connect to the module itself. Errors, and I'll show you now. I should give you an example. Signal there, so you can pause it and read that if you want. Okay, I'm gonna do a bit more research. Okay, the car is back in the garage again. I can do a little bit of research now, but I think it'll probably be a case of replacing a hub. The wheel bearing could be faulty, it could be a number of things. It's not making a contact on there, it could be a bad earth, it could be anything. So I'm just going to rule out the hub, replace that, because I could, when I took it apart, could have damaged anything. Now, you got to remember, it was a lot of rust. So that rust was just holding together something, and now it's come loose, has disturbed it, whatever. I don't know. So that's where we're at with this car. I just want this car gone, man. Anyway, I know it's not a very good video, but it's diagnosing problems that I'm having. So fingers crossed now. I'll order them parts, they can come, we can fit that hub and go from there and see then. After that then it's just like fixing our rear wiper, the wires behind there, giving the car clean and getting rid so we can get something else eventually. Fingers crossed. So remember guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, subscribe, and I will see you next time when we hopefully fix this shitbox. Take care everyone. See you next time.
I say it's over, I get out of bed and leave, yeah. Just